Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today I'm very excited to show you guys my indoor houseplants, and it's about time. I have been dying to go to the nursery every weekend because I feel like I go ham and I bring more home, which isn't what I need to do because I feel like I have no more space, but I just feel like it brings so much color and life into our home and I'm obsessed. I feel like it's also like a whole other side job because maintaining them is a job. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk through all the plants that I have in this house, and if you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section, but let's go ahead and get started with the first plant. So I'm not going in any particular order, but let's go ahead and start with the Calathea. This is one of my favorite plants because of the leaves and how pretty they look. They're very unique, I feel like. Let me just say that they're very high maintenance because I feel like I went on a trip and it was a weekend trip and I didn't give it water and I lost a lot of leaves, which I feel like is why it looks a little skinny. The back end right here, I call this the back end because it's a little empty, but I did lose a lot of leaves here, but she's kind of still alive. This is one of the first plants that I got, and I knew it wasn't a beginner plant, and I knew that it was gonna be super hard to maintain, but it kind of challenged me to try something different and to give myself a little bit of a test. So this is the Calathea. It's also known as the praying plant. At night, when there's no more sun, the leaves kind of come up in prayer hands, and then when the sun comes back out, they unfold, just like they are now. So this is the first one. I also wanted to give a little side note. I am not an expert. I don't know everything about plants. I've already killed probably 3 to 4 plants since starting to collect them in June, July when we moved here. So I'm not an expert. Don't hold me to that. So if you do see some brown leaves or dried edges, it's because I'm learning as I go. But this is the first plant, so let's go ahead and move on. So the second plant that I have is the string of pearls. Let's just say I have had to resurrect her already. I didn't kind of get her on the right watering schedule, so I didn't see a lot of growth at the beginning of having her. And then once I figured it out and also changed her to a terracotta pot, it definitely helped to have her grow and kind of maintain and be healthy. At the beginning, I kept her in the nursery pot and I don't think she was thriving. I also didn't have her in a succulent mix, so the soil wasn't right at the beginning, but now she's good. She's thriving. She's starting to kind of dip over and kind of wind down, if that's the right way to describe that. But I actually really like this one. I keep it on a windowsill and she gets a lot of direct sunlight during the day, and that's something that she likes because she is a succulent. Also, all my plants are a she. That's just myself and how I do it. So yeah, if you keep hearing me say she, that's just the way I do things around here. So she is doing well. This is the string of pearls, and this is what she looks like. Also, I love putting all of my plants in terracottas because I feel like they do really well in there. So the reason why I also picked to have a string of pearls is because I like how plants tend to kind of hang down on the side of the pot. I think that's really pretty, and I'm hoping one day to have her reach, I don't know how far she goes down to, but I just like that look. So this is my string of pearls. Also, side note, when I was purchasing my very first plants at the beginning, I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. I just knew that I wanted a lot of real plants. My old apartment, we had a lot of fake ones that I got from Target or Home Goods, and they did the job. And I wasn't ready to have plants then, so now I am, and I like how they look. I just think they're so beautiful and they make me so happy, especially when they're thriving and doing well. And then if they're not, it's literally, I take it as a mission to get them back to health and doing well. So anyways, all right, here's the next plant. I have this beautiful snake plant that my manager got for me and my husband when we first moved into this condo as a housewarming gift. It's beautiful. It's so easy to maintain. She has grown quite a lot since we first got her. So here is a gooder view. I feel like she's done really well since we first brought her into the house. Thank you to my manager for this. I love it. So this is the snake plant. Like I said earlier, it's very easy to maintain. What I do also is I clean the leaves of any dust. It does tend to collect dust, and then I also just wipe it down probably once a week just to make sure sunlight can penetrate it. I kind of want to buy some more snake plants just because I feel like they're so low maintenance that it draws me to getting more of them. But yeah, let me know so far what is your favorite plant down below in the comment section. Okay, so up next is going to be one of the plants that I was dying to get my hands on. I just love the look of the leaves. I think they're so pretty. This is the rubber tree plant. I would have to say so far low maintenance. I love the color of the terracotta that I got with this. The nursery that I go to has so many different colors, and I think it's so beautiful with the earth tones that this is giving me. So this is the rubber tree. You can tell that the leaves are thick and they have this dark green color. The foliage is so beautiful to me. I can't wait for this one to really grow because when I go to the nursery, I see the really large ones and I'm tempted to get one of those, but I kind of like the idea of watching something grow to its full potential. So I love this one. We keep this one on our coffee table right in front of the massive windows that we have, so it gets a lot of beautiful indirect light. When it comes to maintaining this one, I also do take a cloth, wet it a little bit, and then wipe down the leaves in case any dust does collect on it or any type of anything that gets on it. I just want to make sure that the sun really has a chance to reach and penetrate the leaves. And I'm really proud because I haven't seen any issues with this one. No yellow leaves, no brown tips, so I really love the look of this one. So remember how I said I wasn't going in any particular order? I think my brain was doing something different because now we're getting into plants that are some of my favorites and I feel like make me so happy. So I have a few pothos and I'm gonna go ahead and order from the youngest, so the very last one that I just got, to the oldest one that I have. So from the 3 pothos that I have, the first one, the youngest one that I have, is the satin pothos. It has this really soft, beautiful satin leaf texture. This is the only type of plant that I feel like I have that's so unique like this, and my hope is that it will start to kind of droop over, fall over, and have this trailing look. Like I said, it's pretty new, so that's why it hasn't already started doing that. And this is also in a terracotta pot, and this really pretty nude beige color. I'm not sure what to call it, but it's really soft. Overall, if you are a new houseplant owner, I would recommend pothos because they are so easy to care for. They like bright indirect light to help keep the variation in the leaves. And also when it comes to watering, you just want to make sure that the first 2 to 3 inches of soil have dried out before you water it again. Otherwise you will be overwatering it. And I used to be that type of person when I thought that the issue was that it didn't have enough water and I would water it and then it would just die. So now I've learned my lesson. So the next pothos I have is the neon pothos. It does have the same type of care that the satin pothos requires. I love the color of the leaves, the neon look. I just have this dream of all of my pothos just kind of trailing down. I do have it in a terracotta. It's basically the same terracotta as the other one, but in a different color. I grabbed the darker one because I thought that the contrast with the leaves would be pretty and appealing to the eye. So this is the neon one. You can tell that the leaves on this one are starting to droop as well. I have it against a wall, so I'm hoping that the one side will really trail down. Alright, are you ready for my favorite pothos and the one I've had the longest? Give me a second because she's really big now. I have to go get her. So the last pothos that I have is the golden pothos, and this is the first plant that I got when I went to the nursery after we moved in, and she is just growing and growing and growing and growing and growing, and she's doing really well. And at first I thought it was an outdoor plant. I wanted it to be an outdoor plant, and then I did some research and I figured it's an indoor plant and doesn't like direct light. So it was actually burnt at the beginning and I had to resurrect it, bring it inside, and basically hope and pray. But she's doing really well. She started vining down, so this is how long she's gotten. And I have her on the ledge downstairs, so I'm hoping that she kind of trails all the way down with the other pothos lined up next to each other. So I have the golden, the satin, and then the neon, and I think that will look really pretty. Very easy to maintain. I haven't had any issues since the first issue, and I love one of my very favorite plants that I have in the house, probably because it looks the best. I feel like everyone has the MONSTERA Swiss cheese plant. She is beautiful. She is easy to maintain, but I think I had broken her a few weeks ago and she might still be broken. I'm trying to figure out how to revive her. We had way more plants on this one, but I started to lose them. They were turning yellow with a little bit of brown, but I went ahead and bought these moss poles from Amazon. It's 2 actually, and they're stacked on each other. I'm not sure if you can see that. And I used Velcro tape to help them stabilize and to stand up tall. I also think I was underwatering her, which is shocking to me, but I went ahead and kind of increased the frequency of watering on this one. I just thought that because in the winter time that it didn't require as much, but I think it still does. So this is the Monstera. I have it in this terracotta that's kind of heavy, but I also got it from the nursery. And you can see that it does these splits, which I think are very pretty. They're very much tropical plants, which is why I have the humidifier upstairs. Most of my plants upstairs are tropical. I would recommend it because it is easy to maintain, even though I just said something was wrong with it, but I think it was because of my inconsistency with watering. Next is one of my larger plants, and this is the bird of paradise. She is so beautiful. It was one of my very first plants, and it is one of my favorites. If I had to choose, this is probably top 2 of my plants. So I used these Velcro tapes to kind of add some more stabilization. It was leaning a little bit more, so I probably need to rotate because she is leaning more towards the light. With this one, it grew so fast in the summer. I have like 3 or 4 new leaves on it, and I have this one as well coming in. Last but certainly not least is our fiddle leaf fig. It does need some water. Today is its watering day, which is why the leaves look a little droopy, but it is one of my most successful plants since becoming a houseplant owner. I love this plant. It is probably my very favorite, and I've saved the best for last. I have it in a ceramic pot. This plant grew so much since we bought her. You can see like how large the leaves are. It's definitely a tropical plant. I do mist it frequently, and I also dust down the massive leaves to clean up any dust to make sure the sun really hits it. But it is a little bit finicky, and that's the word a lot of people use to describe this plant. It can be hard to maintain, but once you get it, it definitely thrives. Alright guys, that is it for my indoor houseplant tour for now. I probably will get some more next time we talk, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will have all of the names of the plant in the video or in the description box for you guys to go check it out. Let me know which plant was one of your favorites, or if you have any that I have as well. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys. See you next time.